Ma'am, you're Kennedy Webb? And will your client waive the formal reading of the indictment?
No, Your Honor.
Ms. Webb, in cause number 25, DCCR 0258, you're charged with the state jail felony offense of a false alarm or report to emergency services from November 12th of 2024. And how do you plead to that charge?
Guilty.
Are you pleading guilty freely and voluntarily?
Yes.
And because you actually did what they charged you with?
Yes.
I have here on the computer some documents that have your signature on them that the state has marked as exhibit number 1. Before you signed these, did you go over them with Mr. Parker?
Yes.
And do you fully understand them?
Yes.
And do you understand, if I follow the agreement that you've made with the district attorney, that you will be waiving or giving up any right to appeal?
Yes.
And it looks like the agreement that you've reached is for a 2-year deferred adjudicated probation. There would be a $500 fine. You would be required to follow all of the rules and conditions of probation, including not having contact with Tashelle McKinney and Lamar University. Do you understand?
Yes.
And do you also understand, if you're not a U.S. citizen, a plea of guilty or no contest may result in your deportation, exclusion from admission to the country, or denial of naturalization under federal law?
Yes, I understand.
Your Honor, just to clarify, this is under section 1244A. It's
That's correct, Judge.
punishable as a misdemeanor.
That's right, Judge.
So is it state jail felony,
Just punishment.
but punishment under a
Correct.
misdemeanor? So if there's a violation, it would be a state jail felony
Correct.
conviction,
Yes,
correct?
Correct.
So, we don't usually do these up front, so I just want to make sure. Misdemeanor punishment, so that's, okay. So, state tender's number 1.
No objection.
It's admitted. Is there any evidence that Ms. Webb is not competent?
No, Your Honor.
All right, ma'am, I'm going to find that you entered your plea of guilty freely and voluntarily, find that you're mentally competent and you understand the nature and the consequences of your plea. Mr. Coleman, what's the state's position with regard to waiving pre-sentence report, since it's a state jail? Is there any
There's
history?
zero criminal history, Judge.
Okay, so I'm going to waive the pre-sentence report. I'm going to follow the agreement that you made with the district attorney and defer all proceedings for a period of 2 years. You're ordered to pay the $500 fine, follow all of the rules and conditions of probation. If you do that, this is an excellent opportunity, because at the end of the probation period, if you're successful, the case is dismissed. You'll never have a felony conviction on your record. The other side of that, though, is if you violate any condition of probation, you can be brought back into court. You could be found guilty of the offense, which is a felony, and it would be a felony conviction. You could be sentenced anywhere in the range of punishment under 1244, which is up to 1 year in the Jefferson County Jail. Do you understand?
Yes, I understand.
I'm going to hand you the trial court certification that shows this was an agreement that I followed, and so you've waived your right to appeal. In just a minute, you'll just have a seat in the courtroom. There's a lady sitting right there at that desk. She's going to call you up when she's ready to go over your paperwork.
Judge, just to be clear, there's also provision for no contact with Tashelle McKinney. And
Yes.
also stay away from Lamar University.
Yes, I did mention.
She doesn't live here anymore. Yeah.
And another important thing to know, Ms. Webb, obviously this is something that sounds like it's out of character for you. I sign early terminations for probation all the time. So if you get busy, do everything you're supposed to, pay your fees, do your community service, do everything right, you can actually get off of this probation early as well. So make sure you get out there, do everything you're supposed to. If you don't live here, then you'll talk to probation about where you live. They'll transfer it where you live. The important thing about that is it's kind of double duty for you. You're going to report in person wherever you're living, but they're just supervising you as a courtesy is what it's called. Your probation's still here, and you're going to have to report here either by mail or online. So you need to make sure you do both. Okay? All right, just have a seat here in the courtroom. She'll call you up when she's ready to go over your paperwork. And then Mark Hebert, Mr. Parker. Good morning. Are you Mark Hebert?
Yes, ma'am.
My computer is going extra slow today.
What is the computer?
Me too, maybe, but the computer is winning on the slow. It's just
Doesn't seem to
spinning
be as
now.
busy today.
Huh?
Doesn't seem as crowded today.
No, it's kind of a smaller docket that we have. Okay, here we go.
Yeah, there's some of them too.
And will Mr. Heert waive the formal reading of the indictment?
Do it, Your Honor.
Mr. Heert, in cause number 250455, you're charged with the third-degree felony offense of driving while intoxicated, third or more, from April 16th of 2024. The indictment alleges you were previously convicted of driving while intoxicated March 31st of 2010, and then after that, January 8th of 2013. And how do you plead to that charge? And are those prior convictions true?
Yes.
Did you enter your plea of guilty and true freely and voluntarily? And because you actually did what they've charged you with?
Speak up, yes.
Yes, I'm sorry.
And I have here on the computer some documents that have your signature on them that the state has marked as exhibit number 1. Before you signed these, did you go over them with Mr. Parker?
Yes.
Do you fully understand them?
Yes, ma'am.
And do you understand, if I follow the agreement that you've made with the district attorney, that you'll be waiving or giving up any right to appeal?
Yes, ma'am.
And it looks like the agreement that you reached is for a 5-year term in prison, but that would be probated for 5 years. You'd be on probation. There would be a $1,000 fine, and you would be required to follow all of the rules and conditions of probation. Also, it looks like there would be a
This one,
dismissal,
misdemeanor.
a misdemeanor, what kind of case?
It's a harassment.
Okay.
I actually have the cause number now.
Judge, if I may hold off on that until sentencing, just so we
Sure.
can check it.
Right.
Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am. Is that your understanding of the agreement?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you also understand, if you're not a U.S. citizen, that a plea of guilty or no contest may result in your deportation, exclusion from admission to the country, or denial of naturalization under federal law?
Yes.
State tenders number
No
1.
objection.
It's admitted. Is there any evidence that Mr. Hebert's not competent?
No, Your Honor.
All right, sir, I'm going to find that you entered your plea of guilty freely and voluntarily, find that you're mentally competent and understand the nature and the consequences of that plea, find sufficient evidence to find you guilty. However, I'm going to reset your case so that the probation department can do a pre-sentence report. That'll give me more information about you and your case, and then we will come back later for sentencing. You need to stop and talk to probation on your way out of the courtroom today, and she's sitting at that desk right there. All right, we'll see you at sentencing.
Thank you.
Say your first name.
No, ma'am, it's C. Andrea.
C. Andrea, sorry about that. And Ms. Stevens, were you able to get someone hired?
I actually talked to Mr. Ryan Gertz, and he gave me his pay rate, and I'm about 2 checks away from giving him his down payment.
Okay.
But I have a question for you.
Mm-hmm.
Instead of paying a down payment for what he wants to start with, I have a lawyer who's trying to do the case for me for the whole amount that I can start off with Mr. Gertz. And I was wondering, can I go ahead and use the lawyer I told you about the first time we used?
You can use whoever you want to.
You told me I had to get some more money.
No, I never said that. I never would have said that. So what I might have said was that and I don't remember our conversation because I see a bunch of people every week. But I can assure you I've never told one, because it would be illegal for me to tell someone they have to hire someone from a certain place. Now, hiring someone locally may be less expensive than someone coming in from Houston. Sometimes the people from Houston have issues getting here on time and things like that. I don't care who you hire. So absolutely, if there's someone that you want to hire that's more reasonably priced, as long as they're willing to come here for your court dates, that's fine with me, okay? So I'm sorry for the misunderstanding. I'll give you about 30 days to get whoever you want hired, and then bring the reset notice to whoever you hire, and they'll tell you what to do, okay? All right, step in front of the clerk. Rowan, okay. Good morning, you're Louis Contreras?
Yes, ma'am.
And Mr. Contreras, did you get someone hired?
Right now, at the moment, man, I'm struggling. My truck was missing for 2 months. It got stolen right here in Beaumont. Then we found the truck last week on Thursday, right here in City Spring.
Mm-hmm.
And they took everything out from the truck. My radio.
Are you working?
Yes, I'm working right now, but I'm struggling with the car right now. And I got 3 kids, and it's hard for me right now.
Did you talk to some
Yes,
lawyers?
I talked to Rojas, but Rojas said that, oh man, I'm gonna try to see if I can work it out with you. And so I'm trying to see if I can get somebody else, and it's hard.
Yeah, I understand. Did you?
Right now my wife she's facing charges to the guy. My truck was stolen. So for 2 months, so I was no right for 2 months.
Okay. I'm gonna have you fill out some paperwork this morning, Mr. Contreras, to see if you qualify for a court-appointed lawyer. You need to fill it out accurately and completely, because you're gonna swear under oath that it's all true and correct. So put whatever your income is, whatever your bills are, and then I'll take a look at it. Step in front of the clerk, she'll give you that paperwork. Good morning. You're Christian Ainsworth? And Mr. Ainsworth, did you get someone hired? Did you talk to some lawyers?
This past month has been very stressful. Like, mentally, my mom just passed away yesterday.
I'm very sorry. And I appreciate you being here even though that happened yesterday. So I will reset your case about 30 days. You can get past that. Call some lawyers in the meantime, okay? Once you get past funeral and whatever you're going through, talk to them, see if you can afford someone, bring me those names and we'll discuss your options when you come back. Step in front of the clerk. Deshandra Joseph. Good morning, ma'am. You're Deshandra Joseph. Did you get someone hired?
The last time I was here, I spoke to the Verdi, and we were having some kind of release from the IRS for releasing my taxes. So you gave me a couple more days. They still haven't released him. I reached back out to him to see if I could get him some kind of payment plan. He said that he doesn't do that. He needed $5,000 up front, and I told him because I'm a single parent that I didn't have that. So I was trying to find people that could do down, like, payment schedules, and I just couldn't find anyone.
Who else did you talk to?
I talked to Brittany Holmes, and I talked to Prince.
Okay. And are you working?
Yes, ma'am. I work at a daycare.
Okay. Full-time?
Yes, ma'am.
What's your hourly rate?
$2 an hour.
Okay, I'm gonna have you fill out some paperwork this morning to see if you qualify for a court-appointed lawyer. You need to fill it out accurately and completely because you're going to swear under oath that it's all true and correct, and then I'll take a look at it.
Yes, ma'am.
You'll step over here in front of the clerk, she'll give you that paperwork. And then don't forget to grab your stuff when you walk back.
Yes, ma'am.
Ronald Souls. Good, sir. You Ronald Souls?
Yes, ma'am.
And Mr. Souls, did you get someone hired?
I was told that I had my lawyer was supposed to be up here, but I'm going through like so much right now. My auntie passed, and right after she passed, my father passed. I had called the courthouse.
When did that happen?
My auntie passed in May. My dad passed like at the end of May.
Okay,
I was trying to get his obituary to bring it up here.
okay.
I'm
Are you
kinda
working?
like, I got laid off due to happening. Well, my auntie, she lived in Atlanta, so I had to drive my mom to Atlanta. Once I came back from Atlanta, and my father passed, then I had to attend his funeral, and I was laid off my job. I was working at the Verge.
Okay. Have you tried since then, now that all that's passed, have you tried getting another job?
I'm in the process of it, but I'm trying to get a lawyer on this case right here, and I was told that I had a lawyer.
So when you're in custody, you're appointed a lawyer automatically. And that was Mr. Rojas.
Yes, ma'am.
But hold on, so now that you've bonded out though, I expect you to hire your own attorney. We talked about that when you were here last time.
Yes, ma'am.
And so understand you've gone through some stuff. I'm going to reset your case for 30 days for you to try to get a job first. And I want you to talk to at least 3 lawyers to find out how much they charge, what their payment plans are, see if you can afford someone once you start working. You need to bring me proof of if you've gotten a job. I want you to bring me some kind of proof that you've gotten a job, a pay stub or something from an employer. If not, I want you to bring me proof that you're applying to jobs every single week.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay? And then we'll discuss what your options are.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, step in front of the clerk. Brandon Broussard. Good morning, you're Brandon Broussard. And Mr. Broussard, did you get a lawyer hired?
Yeah, I got Dustin, but I paid him like on Friday. I just need in his office on to line.
Who?
Dustin, y'all.
Okay, so you paid him Friday?
Yeah, but I haven't got a chance to go by his office to I guess to show the proof of representing. I'm not on the payment.
Dustin. Is he on our docket today? So you actually went to his office and paid him money?
No, I did online, but I text Dustin phone. He said give him $2,000 or whatever, and then I covered it, and then like
Okay.
his office opened at 9. I had to be there for 11.
Okay, so I'm just going to reset your case a couple of weeks. As long as you get all that taken care of, that date will probably change. He'll send us the appropriate paperwork and that'll probably have a different date. If something happens though, and he doesn't tell you about a new court date or your bondsman, make sure you come back, in 2 weeks, okay?
You want me to do?
Keep that and go do what you're supposed to with Mr. Galmore. If you'll step in front of the clerk and sign a receipt.